It's been said that only by looking at the stars can humans realize their own insignificance. Throughout the trillions of miles in space, we now know there are billions of planets. And today, with the ability to look throughout the heavens, we identify new ones with relative ease. But for all of our looking and listening and even wishing, we have yet to find even one other planet that supports life. So Earth is not only our home, it is the only home we are ever likely to have. At 6 billion years, the Earth is considered a relatively young planet. So what then would you call humans, who have been here for a mere 3 million? Truth is, many species on our planet are less than 3 million years old. Why is this important? Because it is now estimated that climate change is about to make the Earth hotter than it's been in over 3 million years. Which means that very few species on Earth may be ready for what's coming. We no longer wonder if the climate is changing. The questions now are how, and how soon. At the rate we are going, the following changes are expected to happen in this century, or in our lifetime. Rising sea levels will begin to put major cities underwater. Cities like Acapulco, Rio de Janeiro, New York, and London. Higher evaporation rates will occur, creating more severe droughts and turning large parts of the planet into desert. And even areas with underground water, like the Yucatan Peninsula where we sit today, may soon see its water become unusable as rising seas pollute the fresh water with salt water. But perhaps the most frightening dynamic of global warming is the recent learning that the worse it gets, the faster it gets even worse. Climate change builds upon itself. As participants of Wild 9, you are most likely already participants in the solutions. You are most likely a scientist, a politician, a business leader, a communicator, or a tribal member committed to protecting the one ecosystem in the known universe that supports life. The one planet, the one place, the one chance that we have. As we find ourselves in a white city, we find ourselves at what may be the epicenter of our environmental future. 4 of the 5 countries with the greatest biodiversity are in Latin America, along with 600 million people, the Amazon basin, immense rainforests, and critical marine habitat. But Latin America also finds itself at severe risk. Some projections have Brazil losing half of its tree species by the end of this century. In fact, in the past decade, much of the Earth's forest cover loss occurred in Latin America. And here in the Yucatan, we are surrounded by reminders of what happens when an environment collapses. The last time, it took one of history's greatest and most influential civilizations with it. But today, the issue is not local, it's global. Wild nature, wilderness, is a very significant factor in helping life adapt to the effects of climate change. It can provide critical connectivity between islands of natural habitat, safe havens for flora and fauna upon which our future may depend. And it also provides insurance against the unknown effects of climate change. How much habitat, where, and at what elevation. In fact, new research also tells us that we can mitigate nearly 20% of all climate-changing global emissions with the one thing that brought us all here to Merida: wilderness. Scientists now tell us that by protecting and restoring the wilderness that exists, we protect one of the greatest defenses the world has against global warming. And we do this without depending on new technologies that may or may not be created. We do this without asking the world to severely and immediately change their daily behavior. We do this simply by not destroying something that already exists. Wilderness comes in many shapes and has many benefits. It may be jungle, or the largest freshwater source on Earth. It may be open seas, or tundra, or islands that are still considered wild nature. But as only vast swaths of land and water can do, wilderness has the ability to store more carbon than anything humankind has even conceived. It is estimated that the world's wetlands, for instance, hold nearly 800 billion tons of carbon. As we destroy them, that carbon joins man-made carbon in destroying the planet rather than protecting it. The Industrial Revolution may have put carbon into our atmosphere at unprecedented levels, but our destruction of wilderness has been responsible for nearly 1/4 of the damage. So destroying wilderness does more than release dangerous levels of carbon into the air. It destroys nature's ability to store the carbon being emitted every day by 6.5 billion people. It is estimated that 1 hectare of a healthy mature forest can store 13,000 tons of carbon dioxide, the same as taking 2,000 cars off the road. 1 square hectare. In our generation alone, the Amazon rainforest has lost 60 million hectares, 232,000 square miles, to human destruction in support of the world's unsustainable lifestyle. Imagine how much healthier the planet would be today had we not done that. Imagine if we don't stop. Or imagine the immense power of those of us at Wild 9 to harness wilderness as perhaps the greatest defense against climate change. As you look around, as you talk and listen and meet new partners in science, in government, in business, in the media, in the public, think about the profound power that exists here. Welcome to Wild 9. 2009's most important Congress devoted to the protection and restoration of the planet's wilderness. Together, we can not only make a difference, we can make all the difference in the world.